Hello, everyone, and welcome in or welcome back to Blunt as F Tarot. It's your girl, Lindsay. If you're new to the channel, here to do a reading for the collective. This is going to be the Overcoming Addiction spread, y'all. So if you guys are, addicted to anything, obsessed with anything, trying to overcome any sort of negative habit or way of thinking, there could be a message in here for you. Please keep in mind, guys, these are general messages. Only take what resonates with you. Leave the rest for another person who is also watching. With that said, I do offer personal readings. If you would like to book with me, please reach out. bluntesoftarot222@gmail.com. All the info is in the description box of the channel. Also, if you would like to win a personal reading, please hashtag personal read in the comments, as well as like, share, and subscribe. That'll get you entered in for your chance to win. You can also win a crystal, hashtag crystal, hashtag personal reading, or both, and then like, share, and subscribe. Like this video, another video, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Guys, I can see all of that stuff. So if you are entering the contest, please make sure it costs you nothing to do those things. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. I appreciate all of my subscribers. I appreciate everyone who already does those things. Thank you guys so much. It is truly appreciated, and that's why I show up and show out for you guys every single day. So let's get into it. Thank you, angels, ancestors, spirit guides, for your messages. Please show Sagittarius. Please show the collective all they need to see for their best and highest good. Forgive me, I just got done doing 2 Sag readings, so that is probably why there may be a Sagittarius in this room as well that I am talking to. Drop your zodiac symbol below, guys, and let me know. I like to get a feel for all the different zodiac signs that watch the different readings. Obviously, I can tell when I label it a specific zodiac, but with these collective, please let me know what your zodiac sign is. I would appreciate it. So how do you remove any blockages? Protest. Okay. Inadequacy, sue, and attention. So what I immediately get from this card is how to remove any blockages in the way of overcoming your addiction. You are going to have to stand up and shout. You're going to have to fight for yourself. You're going to have to defend yourself. You're going to have to use your voice. As you can see, in a protest, these people have microphones. They're loud. They're probably yelling and screaming. Not that I'm saying that you should be yelling and screaming, but you need to use your voice. Use your voice to let people know how you feel about things. Say you're trying to get out of a bad environment. Say you're trying to quit drinking, for instance. That's one addiction that I'm sure a lot of people, could use some guidance in. Say that is the case in your situation, collective. In order to remove any blockages in your life, if someone comes over and says, "Hey, I just wanted to hang out and have a beer," and they bring a 6-pack and it's in your home, and you're like, "Well, I like that you're here and I love that you want to hang out with me, but I'm not really wanting to drink right now. Could you please take that out to your car and save it for another time?" And it might piss them off. It might make them want to leave and go drink with somebody else, because listen, yeah, I mean, a lot of people do drink alone, but this person's not wanting to drink alone. Do you see where I'm going with this, collective? Use your voice to express how you feel. If you're trying to get out of a drinking environment, you don't want drinking in your home, you don't want to hang out while people are drinking, you'd rather hang out with people while they're sober, that type of thing, then you have to speak your mind. If you're trying to quit drinking, if you're trying to cut back even on this, and someone keeps tempting you or putting it in your face, you have to let this person know how you feel, or you have to stop going into environments where you are being tempted. Obviously, if someone comes knocking at your door with a 6-pack, that's up to you to say, "Hey, listen, this is my house. I don't want this here." But if you are still putting yourself in those environments where you are being tested, it is up to you to stop putting yourself in those environments, because you cannot control what other people do. And if you know that you're going somewhere and there's going to be drugs or alcohol or whatever, something that you're trying not to do, then it's up to you to have self-control. You see what I'm saying? So in order to remove blockages, you have to use your own voice. What is holding you back? Self-love. Self-concern, self-healing, and independence. I feel like some of you may be codependent on a substance. And, obviously that is not self-loving. Obviously that's not going to help you heal, to be codependent on a substance, even if you are codependent on another person. With self-love as what is holding you back, I'm just going to say it loud and clear. Y'all don't have enough love for yourselves, especially if you're still active in your addiction. If you loved yourself, would you be putting this harmful substance into your body, knowing what it's doing to you? Do you see what I'm saying? Like, there's not enough self-love here. Maybe you do have a little bit, but there's not enough here to keep you from overcoming this addiction fully. Do you see what I'm saying? And once you put down the bottle, or once you stop indulging in the pleasure or whatever you're addicted to, because it doesn't always have to be about drugs and alcohol. Once you put that down and get past that, and you can overcome that addiction, you're going to start to find the layers that caused you to do that thing anyway. And you're going to start to love yourself more in that process. That is a healing process in itself. But right now, it's like you're still actively in it. So clearly what's holding you back is the fact that you don't love yourself enough to realize that you're harming your physical body. What action steps do you need to take to reach your goals? Apology, guilt, confession, and forgiveness. So in order for you to reach any goals that you have in your life, period, especially when it comes to overcoming this addiction, you have to apologize to those that you have wronged. You have to, I feel like one thing that I'm getting is apologizing to yourself. If there's something that you feel guilty about, that you feel like you didn't do good enough or something like that, that is something that you have to forgive yourself for, because it's over, it's done with. You can't change the past. The only thing that you can do is move forward and be a better person than you were in that instance. Whatever you feel guilty about, whatever you feel regret for, try to change that now in this present moment, collective. And that is going to help you to reach your goals. The action steps that you need to be taking is forgiving yourself, confessing if you've done something wrong, and apologizing to whoever it is that you have hurt. And then we have, am I willing to change the way I have taught myself to live? Homeless. Oh, failure, castaway, and poor. I feel like your addiction in some way, shape, or form, whether it's physically homeless or, having a home but not feeling like you are at home. Do you see what I mean? Like feeling sad, lonely, feeling like nothing is going right, even though you have a roof over your head, even though you have a warm bed to sleep in. Like feeling emotionally homeless, drained, exhausted, or literally being homeless. I feel like your addiction has gotten you to this place of, self-loathing, maybe in a pit of darkness, maybe. But this card is the key to being willing to change the way you've taught yourself to live. Because in this active addiction, it's like you're on the fence. 1 minute you want to change the way you've taught yourself to live. 1 minute you're feeling, like I said, self-loathing, feeling sorry for yourself, not believing in yourself, not knowing if you can do it, kind of just staying in this state of despair. So let's see, what do I need to know to live in a completely new way? Trap, victim, allure, and trick. So you have to get out of the victim mentality. That's literally what you have to do. In order to live in a completely new way, collective, self-loathing, you have to stop doing that. You have to stop feeling sorry for yourself. You have to forgive yourself for what you've done wrong and move forward. I'm seeing the Chariot card. Move forward. Because living in the past is only going to recreate that same energy and leave you feeling guilty, leave you feeling like a failure, leave you feeling like a victim. It's like you have to overcome that psychological pain body. You have to overcome that. Stay in the present moment. Quit playing the victim. Literally. And I know probably I'm going to get some mean comments for this, but I really don't give a shit. I'm trying to help you guys overcome an addiction. If you're here, that's what you're looking for, right? You want hopefully somebody to keep it real with you, right? But in order to live in a completely new way, you've got to get out of the victim mentality. You've got to get out of it. Got to. How does this addiction affect my emotions and actions? Memory. Clearly, it affects your memory. You have a hard time remembering things. Commemoration, reunion. I feel like there are instances, there are things in your life that you remember a certain way, and maybe that's really not what happened, not really what went down. And there's been times since maybe you've gotten sober, and you've seen that people have expressed that to you. No, so-and-so, that's not how it went down. No, collective, that's not what happened. I feel like your addiction has definitely affected your memory, your emotions, because you feel like it happened a certain way, and maybe someone expresses to you that it didn't. It makes you fly off the handle. And then that affects your actions too. It's definitely affected your memory, this addiction, and which in turn affects your actions and emotions. All right, let's clarify all these with the tarot. Why is protest here? Please show the collective protest. 8 of Pentacles. In order to remove blockages in your life, you have to speak up, use your voice, and work hard at it. Master the skill of using your voice. For those of you that are into crystals, or maybe if you're not, I can recommend a crystal that is very good for speaking up, for using your voice, for standing up for yourself and what you believe in, what you are trying to accomplish, the blockages that you are trying to remove. Blue, like sodalite. I think this is lapis lazuli. This is one as well. But any blue crystal, blue sodalite, lapis lazuli. Gosh, I can't even remember any other blue ones, but those are 2 good ones. Blue crystals. Blue is about the throat chakra. It will open up your throat chakra. So right now I suggest, if that's something that you guys are into, and even if you're not, I could highly recommend that. There was a time in my life where I could not use my voice. I didn't know how to speak up. And I started my healing journey with crystals. And I will tell you what. Now look at me. Blunt as F tarot. You see what I'm saying? I never used to be able to get up here and tell it like it was. So crystals are very powerful, especially if you invite them in. You have the intention to speak your truth, to master the skill of using your voice. Maybe as a child, you were never allowed to speak up for yourself. You would get in trouble if you did so. So using these powerful tools, these energies, crystals have energies in them, and they will help you to overcome that fear. And then we've got the 9 of Swords here, clarifying self-love. What is holding you back? You need more love for yourself. That's what's holding you back. I feel like you're up at night, anxiety, fear. There's an energy here of being codependent with the 9 of Swords, just worrying about everything all the time, constantly, being in a constant state of anxiety. And when you have more self-love, when you try to stay in the present moment, detaching from the psychological pain body, I keep saying that because that's the past energy. That's what's trying to hold you back. The fact that you've been hurt, you've been through all of these things, you've been addicted to this thing for so long, or this substance, whatever, and it's like you're trying to unravel the layers so that you can figure out why you were addicted to it in the first place. Once you finally stop obsessing over it or continuously indulging in it, you start to see these things. And it may have you in a state of worry, anxiety, or fear, but you have to keep unraveling, keep going. Don't give up, collective, because the more you unravel, the more love you find for yourself. You realize why you did the things you did, and you start to forgive yourself for being the way that you were. Do you see what I'm saying? What action steps do you need to take to reach your goals? Apologize, confess, forgive yourself. The Empress, yeah. Be nurturing, be compassionate, be loving, be graceful. with the people in your life. Now, I will say if you are in this energy where you're having to use your voice and constantly remind people that you're not into that sort of thing anymore, or you don't want to hang out or do the bad things that you used to do before, and they're not taking no for an answer, not that you have to be mean, but blunt as fuck, that's what you're going to have to be. And you can do that in a very nurturing, caring way. You really can. It may not seem like it to the person, but you don't have to be a bitch to get your point across, is what I'm trying to say. Empress energy is a very motherly energy. If you can do it in a very motherly way, that is going to help them to get the point, right? You don't have to fly off the handle and be mean, but if it's someone that is constantly nagging, it may just end up you have to cut them out of your life and say, hey, listen, I've tried to explain to you. I've tried to love you. I've tried to care about you. I've tried this. I've tried that. I've tried to get you to see I am doing what's best for myself here, not what you want, because this is about me now. That's not selfish. That's caring and that's nurturing yourself. That's reaching this place of loving yourself, releasing that fear, unraveling all those layers to get to the bottom of it. What about homeless? Why is this here? Please clarify. The Magician. Recognizing that you have the power within you, collective, to change your circumstances. You have the ability. You've got the sword, you've got the cup, you've got the pentacle, and you've got the wand. You have the ability to speak the truth. You have the emotion behind it. You have the passion. You have that leadership skill within you. And you also have the stability to do what you need to do to remove yourself from these toxic situations and live in a whole new way. Let's clarify the trap. Why is this here? Why is the trap here for the collective? The Seven of Cups. I feel like your options may be very many at this time. You may have a lot of options. You may be confused because of all the options that are laid out in front of you. But the things, because look at this. There's a cup of transformation. There's a rose. There's a moon. Those are secret things. Those are things that are being hidden from you. There's the sun. There's, what is that? A wand, like make a wish type of thing. There's a snake. There's a flower. There's a crystal. There's a crown. I don't know what that ball of light is, but it's like you have so many different directions that you can go right now. But what you need to do is follow your intuition, follow your heart. Trust that feeling that you get in your gut. If something isn't for you, your body's going to tell you. Physically, your body will tell you. You may get a headache. You may get a stomach ache. You may just feel not good, just icky inside. Pay attention to those cues. Pay attention to those cues. With Trick being on this trap card, I feel like what is happening is, trying to overcome an addiction, get over something. Your body is going through a lot. Maybe you were addicted to this substance for quite some time. And maybe, there are things as withdrawals, stuff like that. But I feel like it's just you're feeling tricked in your mind. You're feeling like there's too much going on. There are too many options because you don't want to make a choice. So it's almost like you're keeping yourself stuck because you don't want to make the decision. But you have to be the one to make the choice. There are lots of different opportunities in front of you to live in a completely new way. And you have to be the one that decides to go after that. No one is going to do it for you. And then clarifying memory, we have the Justice card, y'all. Balance, Libra energy, fairness. This is how the addiction is affecting your actions and emotions, right? It's affecting your memory. But I feel like there is a balance coming in when it comes to your memory. Like, you're going to start to, like, as I said, you're unveiling why you've been addicted, why you've been in this place. You're getting to the bottom of it. You're starting to love yourself more, or there is a need to. In unreeling all of those things, getting to the bottom of your habit, your sickness, your addiction, whatever it is for you, in getting to the bottom of it, you're going to start to have balance. You're going to start to remember. You're going to start to recall all of those things. You know, I'm no scientist or anything like that, but I do know from personal research that drinking for long periods of time, it does put holes in your brain. You know, obviously doing hardcore drugs, you know, being addicted to pills or substances, there are certain things that can block our memory, right? And this is how this addiction has affected you. It's clear here. How has this addiction affected your actions and emotions? Well, it's affected your memory. And as you unravel, as you start to heal, as you start to release from the toxicity, as it starts to leave your body, you're going to start to find balance. You're going to start to remember things again, collective, is what I'm saying. All right, guys, I hope this reading helped. Please drop a comment down below. Let me know if it resonates. If not, that's okay. You don't have to leave a comment. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe if you would like to enter the drawing for a crystal or a free reading. And that's all I got for you guys. I hope it helped. I'll see you next time.